This podcast is part of the Big Heads Media Podcast Network. Go to bigheadsmedia.com for more great podcasts.
Ladies and gentlemen, making their way to the microphones, it's Jack. It's Kenny. It's the Rock and Roll Up Podcast.
Hello, mates, and welcome to Rock and Roll Up with Jack
and Kenny.
I think he's there. I can't see him.
No, you all right there, mate?
Let me move me massive hood.
He's too busy assassinating people.
Too busy assassinating, slaying the interview game, because this week we are joined by metalcore superstars. Modern Day Escape. It's a very special interview-based episode. We're talking music, we're talking wrestling, we're talking gaming, we're talking anime, we're talking pies, and we talk a lot of dead people. So it's the return of Who's Dead this week, a popular feature.
The best feature.
There's at least 6 things we're talking about. But we're going to have fun. It's going to be good fun.
It's going to be good fun. First of all, though, we are going to listen to Modern Day Escape's new single, Sunny Places, Shady People. Hit that, not jingle.
Hit the song, go.
From
Hello, everybody. Welcome back to the Rock and Roll Up podcast. We have a very, very special episode today. We are joined by two members of the band Modern Day Escape. How you doing, guys?
Sweet.
Doing good.
Good.
We've got James and Will here to rock the Casbah.
So,
Where is the Casbah? Where is it? Can I rock it? Can I do that? Is that a thing?
It's probably in Camden. I don't
Okay.
know.
Okay.
Everything's in Camden.
you could always
Okay.
rock the Casper, and I think he's probably in Hollywood still.
Okay, I'll say like the ghost.
Oh, yeah, I rock him. Yeah.
Oh, well, I think it's a child ghost, so we probably should avoid rocking him.
Oh, right.
Maybe his brothers.
I
his
rock-
brothers are older.
I
We
rock
should
the
rock his
intro.
brothers.
I rock him to sleep. I don't know what you're
Okay,
talking
yeah,
about.
good. I'll say, yeah, because we're gonna
good save.
rock them. We're
That
gonna
is
get
a
to rock the brothers.
especially in 2020, mate. Especially
Yeah,
in
yeah, they're
2020.
of age. You know, we don't need any Epstein coming back from the grave and getting us. So,
Trouble is
No.
with Casper, he always ghosts you. Come on.
bing bong,
One in the bank.
One in the bag.
and it begins.
More like that. So yeah, we're here today. We're going to have a chat about some music, some games, all kinds of great stuff. We're going to kick things off with a bit of music chat. Kenny, do you have any first questions to kick things off?
Yeah, so as you have heard, you listened to Shady Days. I've got it written.
Sunny days.
I've got it written as Shady
Called
Days,
Shady
Shady
Oaks.
People, which is
Shady Oaks Retirement Home. That's what we
Yeah.
make a joke of it.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's
Sunny Days.
Yeah,
Sunny
sunny
days.
places, shady people.
My notes are wrong there. That's
It's
good.
okay.
Keep that
Sunny
in.
places, shady people. It's all good.
If anybody's
so-
looking for an intern position,
I think it's funny.
You guys are back. First
Yes.
question is, why now? And what have you been doing all of this time?
because our lives are miserable without music. No. Truthfully,
Not me. My life's great.
so fun story. I and James, we went on this hiatus. We weren't sure if we were ever going to come back. And then years pass. I started playing Fortnite, that terrible game for children that sucked in a few adults. And then I convinced James one fateful evening to play it. We hadn't talked in several months. And then I got this wild, crazy idea like, hey, let's get the band back together. And James goes, nah, that's loose butthole. And then I kept telling him, no, we need to do it. And well, mistakes were made and we're back.
So Fortnite is bringing people together in 2020.
Yeah, it was the one and only time I played Fortnite ever.
Oh, it's fate. It's fate. So
He should have raged quit when the first 11-year-old headshotted him from across the map, but you know.
Oh, dude, just constant pooping on my boobs, dude. Just 24/7.
It's the aimbots, man. It's the aimbots. I'm sure you were of great quality, you know.
I mean, I think I had a diaper on the entire match, but whatever. You know what I mean? I don't even know where I found it, but I found a used diaper in a field and I put it on.
Nice.
His character did.
yeah, not in real life.
No, in real life, I had a.
You're just running through fields.
I like to pull the stuffing out and then throw it in my trash can when it gets wet. You know what I mean? Like a good arch. Kobe.
Oh gosh.
Don't mention Kobe.
For the three.
For the three, yeah.
Nice.
I'm getting chased
Gone but
just
not
thinking about
forgotten.
it.
Rest in peace, Kobe.
So what have the band been doing in the meantime, in the years in between? Any other projects, any other bands, any other jobs, things like that you've been up to of note?
I had a really heavy metal project for a little while called Armada.
Nice.
That was pretty cool, fun. Did a lot of shows, did a little miniature tour. It started to take off. Unfortunately, the members I was with just weren't responsible enough. It just got too much, so I pulled the plug on that. And
I know the feeling, if you know what I mean.
Doesn't
and
even
then
know the title of the bloody song. What a night.
Yeah, amateur hour over it.
And then I had a pop punk band for a little
Nice.
while that I wrote a really, really, really cool record. And it didn't really see much of the light of day. And right around we were playing shows and doing all that stuff, and it was cool and it was fun. It was like a local project, and it was doing well. And right around that time is when Will and I had reconnected, and then I stopped doing all that and started doing Modern Day again.
Amazing.
You must be kind of bummed because as soon as you guys get back together, like you're like, guys, we're back. Oh shit, coronavirus is a thing now.
Can I actually tell you it's the complete polar opposite?
Is it? Oh, good.
Because yeah, and here's why. Because okay, the band had enough reputation that the minute you announce you're coming back, what's everybody going to want you to do? Tour, right? Well, we wanted to lay the foundation and the groundwork so we could be a successful independent band on our own without the necessity of a label.
Mhm.
And truthfully, COVID happened, and we're like, great, we can plan successfully for our future. So, you know, we were able to go record this EP, figure out how we want to market it, understanding that we're doing pretty much everything ourselves, and then figure out going back and recording more music before we get to touring.
It's given us a chance to kind of the 6 or 7 years we've been gone, like to Will's point, the music industry has changed. There's a ton of new come-ups, new bands that are going on that are doing well and everything. You know, the style has changed, not only like imagery, attitude, mentality. A lot of people are a lot more sensitive now. When Modern Day was running and gunning, I was very brash. You know, I was inebriated 60% of the time. I kind of had
40%.
I had a bit of an alcohol addiction and a lot of depression that I was fighting through and a lot of mental stuff I was going through. And I was a lot more harsh and brash, and I was a lot more verbally free, you know, with my speech, and the world kind of tightened up and changed a bit. So coming back, you know, more clear-headed and sober now, you know, that we're older and we're learning the music industry again. We're learning how things work. Like Spotify wasn't a thing. You know what I mean? There was no such thing as Spotify playlists at all. When we started, it was your music was on Pure Volume, Smart Punk Records, and MySpace. That was your outlets of music. You know what I mean?
MySpace, man.
MySpace is, dude, I miss it. And then
now
same. Those were the gatekeepers then. Now you have like the main gatekeeper now is Spotify and getting on those playlists, and that's the main way to get exposure. You know what I mean? And Will and I put in a lot of time with two really great dudes named Joey Sturgis and Tyler Smith, if I'm not mistaken. And they taught us a lot of stuff of how Spotify playlists work. And we've done a lot of research. Now that we're not on the label and we're independent, not as if the label really did anything for us. Anyways, we're basically going back and turning this into what we did in our 20s for fun and just to be drunk idiots and be cool and maybe girls would like us. We're trying to turn this into an actual working business. Like we're LLC'd now, like, you know what I mean? We're a legitimate licensed company. Like we're really taking a different approach, and being the fact that, you know, to Will's point, I know I'm on a tangent there, the not having to run out on the road and do songs and dances for everybody 7 nights a week after being off for 7 years is giving us a chance to build, like he said, build that solid foundation for our empire. You know what I mean? Anybody can just hit the road, go play mom and pop venues or bars or whatever and get going and rolling, or buy onto some big band's tour for $20,000. Anybody could do that. But to build a foundation and a working business and build a business model that's going to last. We've already gone how many ever years we're gone now, since 2006, basically. But to make it actually go and be profitable and successful enough to where it can pay our bills, and that's what we can do, is just be musicians. If it wasn't for COVID happening, we wouldn't have been able to do that. We have time to research now. We have time to set ourselves up. Will does all the graphics for us now. You know what I mean? We're doing a lot of in-house stuff that we never would have been able to do or never was able to do because of being on the road. Cell phone signal wasn't what it was back then.
Yeah, right.
You didn't have the, you know, applications on your phone for Facebook and Twitter, this stuff instantaneously. You know what I mean? So it's like,
but just software that we use now.
Yeah, absolutely.
It's amazing.
I don't know if you guys caught like our lyric video that we did for Revenge is So Sweet.
Yes.
I did that on my cell phone.
Yeah.
Wow.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
You know, and that's how different things are now. And I'm not saying that to be like flexing. I'm saying that we could
Sick
not
flex,
do that. Sick flex. We couldn't do that in 2012, 2013. It was impossible.
Yeah.
Oh no, it would. I remember we did a lyric video in 2012. It costed us $500-$600.
Well, the Bound by Blood music video that nobody saw, or lyric video that nobody saw, I think that was $600-$800.
Yeah.
Right.
You didn't have that tech, and now he can do it on his phone. You know what I mean? Things have changed so much, and like he's saying, luckily for COVID, it's giving us that time to. It's like if you guys watch anime, it's like the hyperbolic time chamber in Dragon Ball Z. You know what I mean? 1 minute is like 1 month or whatever
Yeah.
in the
yeah.
real world. And right now, like I feel like modern day, like we're in a hyperbolic time chamber. You know what I mean? We're shooting a video next month. I've been going to the gym trying to get back into like fitness shape again. You know what I mean? We're, you know, reassessing everything. We're really trying to be smart about it. You know what I mean? And be the best entertainers we can be and the best businessmen we can be.
I think
So-
the other side of the coin, sorry, not to jump in,
No,
but
no,
the
no,
other
no,
side of the
keep going.
coin is with COVID happening, not just us, but every band in the industry that wants to pursue this as their career. This is an opportunity for them to say, okay, we can't play shows. We can't sell merch at shows. We can't do a lot of things we used to be able to do. We need to reinvent the wheel and figure out how we're going to be successful when we can't do the main things that we're expected to do, right?
Yeah.
So when we come out of COVID and we go back to those things, we're all going to be stronger for it. I'll tell you right now, if modern day gets to a certain point, and because we took this time to learn how to be better musicians, better business management, better marketing, all that stuff, there's other up and coming bands I would love to take on the road with us because they're doing the same things, right? They're all learning how to better their craft. You know?
Yeah, of course.
You know,
Have you got any names, any particular bands that you'd like to?
Well,
to
I'll
take
say
under your
this.
wing?
So we put together a Spotify playlist. You know, it's like our
Yes,
favorites
we've
list,
seen this.
and we've
Yeah,
got an
yeah.
emerging
Yeah.
list. You know, I'll highlight a few bands off of there, like our friends and Along Came Aspire. Like we've been friends with these guys for years. Thank God they're finally starting to get the attention I think they deserve. There's a up and coming band out of Portland called Spirits that, you know, we're fans of. There's a band from Japan that I didn't know about and I connected with and we put on there called Sailing Before the Wind. You know, metalcore band, kind of like August Burns Red, like just, you know, they can't tour right now. So they're having all these bands. They're trying to figure out how they can market themselves better. You know,
Have
like,
you considered live streaming some gigs, live streaming some writing sessions? Or anything?
we would love to do that. It'd be too hard for us because I know Europe's very different than America, but you know, like if you want to think of each European country as a state, well, in your geographic area, it would be like if one of your guys was in the UK, one guy was in France, one guy's in Germany, and one guy's in Poland. You know, like we're spread
all
out.
everybody's spread out. Yeah, only two of us are in the same like vicinity of like what, an hour. You and Caleb are like an hour from each other. 45
10
minutes.
miles. 10 miles.
10 miles. That's it. We got a guy in California. We got two guys in Utah. We got a guy in Omaha, Nebraska, and I'm in Chicago, Illinois. So I would love to. That would be the one thing we're missing right now is live streaming. Like you said, writing sessions or jam sessions or acoustic sessions. I would love nothing more. But unfortunately, because everyone's spread out, we can't. And the only time we're going to be together is next month when everybody flies in for the music video. We're going to be up to our necks filming with that thing because it's a production. It's like a 5-minute long like movie video. So we have 3 days to get it done. You know what I mean? And we got like, you know, how many ever people coming in with PAs and directors and all this. So social distance, of course, safe with masks.
I was going to say, like, logistically, that kind of thing's difficult anyway. But now it's like,
we're planning safety procedures. We're being smart about it. You know what I mean? Everybody's going to wear masks. We're going to stand clearly, 6 feet apart. Is for the most part is what we can. Obviously, we have to be a little bit closer for certain points at times. But I got a temperature thing that I bought. Check everybody's temperature, make sure everybody's good before they come in. We're just we're playing it safe. You know what I mean? But
better safe than sorry.
That's I heard on one of the interviews you did recently, the video is like quite conceptual, right? It's about D&D. Is that right?
Well, it's
sort of.
Okay,
yeah.
We're nerds, right? So you're gonna
get hell yeah.
You're going to see, Back to the Future references, D&D references, ET references, anime references,
Stranger
horror
Things references.
Yeah, all sorts of things. It's when he said production, like we want to have a story that's told throughout this whole thing, right? Yeah. And we want to convey that just through who we are as people.
We're trying to do a different approach. Like before, modern day was put, like even myself, I'm guilty of it. I'm sure everybody is. You kind of put on a front when you're younger because you want to impress people. You know what I mean? You want them to like you more. So you're like, ooh, what can I wear today? What can I say to make people? What kind of music should I write that people like? now it's more like I'm older. I'm like, I don't really give a damn who likes me. Like,
Yeah.
you see my shirt, it's got
Yeah.
tigers on it. I don't care, dude.
I think
embrace it.
it's clear that this is a band that's grown over the years and now is ready to make the music that, you know, they is really, you know, what the band represents, perhaps more than back in the day.
Exactly. The all across the board, everything we're doing is more what we want to do. The labels aren't involved. The management's not involved. We're not trying to impress anybody. The fact that we're even doing this still, I'm thankful every day and amazed that we even, I mean, even though, yeah, we took some time off and came back, but still, like, just the fact that I'm in my 30s now and I can, you know, crush music still with my best, you know, mates. That's amazing. I
Yeah,
couldn't
man.
ask for more.
It's
Like,
great.
Dream
what
come
else?
true. Dream
Yeah.
come true.
What else do you, I mean, what am I doing besides playing video games in my underwear, sucking on my dog's face?
Never
We've all been
a
there.
truer question. We've all
Yeah.
been there. So talking, let's have a little chat about the EP then. So we've got 2 singles so far.
Mhm.
Third one is coming October.
October
Yeah.
10th.
So the single, just the song will come out October 10th. We would have liked to have had a simultaneous drop of the video and song, but scheduling obviously conflicted. But this gives it time to breathe a little bit, and we really want to drop the video on Halloween Day. Like, there's Halloween themes in it. You know, it's gonna fit.
Nice.
And if you heard Sunny Places, Shady People, and you go, wow, that's heavy for Modern Day Escape. Yeah, just wait. The next one's heavier.
Nice. Love it.
Yeah.
Sick. So in terms of the EP then, so how big is it? Do we know how big it is? How many tracks? When's it dropping officially?
It's like Really, Really Big Man from Rocco's Modern Life. No, I'm kidding. It's
like
reference.
Deep cut reference there for you. Yeah, so it was originally going to be 5 songs.
Right.
And then I want to say it was like June-ish. We're like, we need a 6th song. We came up with an idea for a 6th song. We've announced what it is. If James wants to bring it up again, I'll let him to do it. So 6 songs. We've got 2 really heavy ones, 2 kind of moderate ones, and then 2 that we're going to put more on the acoustic side of things, just to give you a nice sampler platter of our, you know, what we've done. You know, obviously we're trying to take this as a business. You know, what the community wants to latch onto. You'll probably expect more of that in the future.
Yeah, so we've got Worst Kind of Curse coming out October 10th. As we said, that's the heaviest one to date, which we're excited about. It's a very personal song for me. I think it's something everybody's been through, you know, a rough relationship, obviously.
Of course.
We've all been there. I think everybody will be able to relate to the message. The song goes hard and slaps, which I'm excited for people just to enjoy it. And then we're going to be putting out an acoustic ballad type song.
Nice.
For the follow-up of that. I don't want to say, you know, what the name of the song is, obviously, but basically you can just imagine like Yellow Card, My Chem, A Day to Remember, 21 Pilots Had a Baby. So if you can imagine that.
It's a good-looking baby.
I can. If someone can
Yeah,
draw
it's going to be, we put a lot of heart and soul into that song. It's another one, you know, it's a deep cut on losing somebody. Everybody's lost somebody in their life. And I had lost a really close friend of mine recently. He was very young, 22, passed away from heart disease, or heart attack. Yeah, and then we're gonna do like a more of a pop punk type style song, and then we're gonna drop another acoustic for Maybe Holding Hands Wasn't Such a Good Idea. So, which is our biggest single to date.
Very relevant at the moment. We saw on your Twitter that you pinned a tweet at the top of your
the COVID anthem.
Yeah,
Maybe Holding Hands. Good idea.
Yeah,
that's funny. Yeah, so we're gonna drop an acoustic version of that, which we've never taken a song and turned it acoustic before. So this will be a first for the history of the band. And Will and I had talked. We think that this band's missing, even though, like, we're gonna obviously continue to do, you know, heavy music, but we're really missing that slow jam vibe. And since we're going to drop 2 sort of on this album, I think and if it goes the way we're hoping it's going to go, people might be seeing more throwback songs reissued as acoustic jams. So
and we James and I both like lo-fi music. Like you might see some alternative versions, like where a song is turned lo-fi. The only example I can give you right now is Silverstein. They did that with their song Infinite. Two very different versions of it.
Is it a lo-fi version of it?
Yeah. Well, at least what I'd call lo-fi. I mean, it's just very mellow, very chill.
I'll have to jam it.
You know, because maybe you like our music, but that particular song that you love doesn't fit the mood you're in. If we give you different versions, you can enjoy it for that different mood that you're in.
Well, they do say a good song should be able to be played on a acoustic guitar around a campfire or whatever. So, it's always nice to strip back some of those busier songs and just hear the kind of the great song that's underneath,
That's what I'm looking forward to doing, is showing. I think, like you just said, I think a lot of the music this band's put out has been very busy, and it hasn't had the treatment recording wise that it deserves. So going back and retouching on that catalog, I'm excited to show people how talented of writers that we've had in and out of this band. You know what I mean? And how good the music is. I feel like it didn't get a lot of, just deserves or just desserts. I don't know how you say that proper.
Desserts.
I want cheesecake now.
Yeah, that's. I was like, do I say just desserts? Like, do I want
hungry.
pie? Do I want cakeys? What do I want?
Who doesn't want
all of them? Who doesn't? Yeah.
So yeah, I just want to showcase how talented I think it really was. You know what I mean? I'm a fan of our own music, so it's cool.
As you should be, man. You should be your own biggest fan. Although sometimes that can be difficult, but
it is very easy to what I call have warrant syndrome. The band that did Cherry Pie, Jamie Lane, awesome singer. He resented the fact that the song Cherry Pie was so famous because he felt like his other catalog of music was so good and nobody paid attention. But at the end of the day, I think what's important is that people found it that impactful in their life for one reason or another. I mean, Buddy from
I know
Census
Cherry
Fail,
Pie impacted me. So
I know Buddy from Census Fail said something really, really inspiring for me. He said, once you write a song and somebody else hears it and they take it and they apply it to their life, it's now their song.
Yeah, absolutely. And we brought it back round to pie again. Brilliant.
Well, it's just because we're on desserts.
Man,
cheesecake, pie.
That tune is
Cherry
great.
Pie is actually my favorite pie.
I like lemon, but I like cherry too. Yeah,
lemon's good, dude. Lemon meringue pie. Oof.
Key lime and blackberry.
Where do we fit on apple pie? A traditional apple pie. I mean, no. Sorry, guys. I'll quit the call. Nice to see you.
See you later,
guys.
Jack.
Sorry, mate.
So, on that,
off this island.
On that kind of feeling. So you don't have that kind of feeling about maybe holding hands. Obviously, with it being your biggest song, the one that maybe got the most mainstream success. I mean, personally, I would find that amazing. I mean, we were stoked that, that's got over 1 million streams on Spotify.
That's why we did the acoustic, by the way.
Well,
it's. I don't think you should shy away from your successes. Absolutely
not at all.
I think before we went on hiatus, we might have maybe suffered a little bit of that. Oh gosh, this song syndrome. But being gone for 6 years, giving ourselves time to breathe, and now coming back to it, we're able to be in love with the song and the songs that everybody else loves all over again. So I think if we are to suffer from that again, it's very far off.
Sure. That's him speaking. Now I kept playing the song. So in
nice.
Not in the pop punk band, but in the metal band afterwards, a lot of the MDE fans would come out to see us play, and they would be like, holding hands. And I was like, I don't want to do this any freaking more. You know what I mean? I'm like, I will, because I appreciate you, but I'm so tired of doing this.
He just wanted that one guy to go, Corpse Masquerade.
Yeah, like yell out a song that we know, like, yeah, let's get sweaty. I'm like, yeah, you got it. I love that song. You know what I mean? Like,
nobody else knows it but me.
Exactly. The other guys didn't. So it's like, for me, I am thankful. I'm thankful.
Yeah.
But at the same time, for someone who is on my side of the fence, so that song, the only reason that song was like, I really believe that song was so popular is because A, the music video is different and weird.
Yeah.
And it garnered a lot of attention on YouTube. And B, The song was on MTV2 and Fuse back in the day.
Yeah,
Right.
back when MTV actually meant something.
Exactly. So it's like, that's why that song garnered so much attention. I don't think the song is that good, but I think it just got the proper platforms to be seen, and then it just kind of went viral for the time frame. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
I don't think the song's that great. I think that there's a buttload more songs that modern day has done that is way more that are way more talented, that have way more heart, that have a way better message. You know what I mean? You're talking about touching each other's parts and getting wasted at parties and being a dumb idiot. It's like, that's cool and great, but there are so many other things that were more important to me and more important to the band that just kind of got overlooked because everyone's like, you guys are a party band, dude. Wear your makeup and straighten your hair. Yeah, put on 15 belts, bro. You want my sister's pants? Sick. You know what I mean? Like,
We were all there at one point.
yeah, and it's like, that was cool, but at the same time, like, that's never what I personally intended for this band to be. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
I just wanted to be headlining House of Blues shows, opening up for Census Fail, My Chem, Fall Out Boy, Under Oath, stuff like that. You know what I mean? And I wanted to just have fun and be as weird as I could, which I guess I captured that in Holding Hands, but that's not exactly what the band was fully about. And it's just, it got to a point for me where I'm just like, okay, the song was out in 2008. I get it. I'll play it. Like I said, I'll forever be thankful, but I can't wait to drop these new tracks and get them to the point where they surpass Holding Hands.
Yeah, yeah.
You know what I mean? And then people will latch on to that because I think we're sending so much better of a message now. You know what I mean? That's so much more mature and so much more realistic. I'm not talking about vampires and werewolves and zombies and World of Warcraft and, you know, putting your lips on the downstairs parts. You know what I mean? It's not, we're on a better level now, so I want to focus on that. Yeah.
As long as there's one song about pie, I'm all good.
Done. All right, you're done. It's called
It's
Saucy
called,
Pie Legs.
Excellent. So the EP is called Transmutation, right? That's the name.
Correct.
Yeah, see, the thing about me, Kenny, is I get the name right of stuff and you don't, which is weird, isn't it?
Oof.
It's weird, isn't it? There's almost a weak link here.
I didn't know this interview had a bus route.
Oof. Yeah.
Just weird. Right over him.
So you guys, you've never played the UK. Is that right?
No, we haven't, unfortunately.
No.
What did Travis do? We should probably do that sometimes.
Yeah, we should probably do that sometime.
Yeah. Not a couple of weeks. Leave it a couple of weeks and then maybe pop over.
Maybe sometime in the future we might be. We want to.
Yeah,
well, with that cryptic message. With that cryptic message, we'll leave you here.
If you come over to the UK, I'll give you a cryptic message and a cryptic massage.
Oh,
I can handle that. I can do that.
Is that where
you look strong?
Where the Chinese woman giving the massage is still buffering?
Yeah.
Nice.
Yeah. Kind of look like Nick Frost. I can handle that. I can take that.
Oh yeah.
Oh yes, he does look a bit like Nick Frost. Not quite.
He does.
Not quite as funny.
Not quite as funny or successful or happy in his life, I imagine.
Have you guys any particular UK festivals you'd love to go to, download, that kind of thing?
I would. You actually said it right there. Download.
Yeah.
I think Rocket AM Ring. I know that's in Germany, correct?
That's Germany. Yeah.
Both of those festivals. You put us on that. I can die happy and not look at my partner and go, I wasted my life. You know?
Yeah.
Any festivals, man. Honestly, I had the most fun in my career playing festival shows. Yeah. Because after you're done being cool, you get to run around and be not cool and be a fan and actually sit back and enjoy the bands from the best seat in the house, man, which is right. Like, I usually like to stand stage right because I get a perfect view of the band. I can, you know what I mean? Like, I can see the crowd. Like, I just love watching people get into it. You know what I mean? Like, I'm into it, they're into it, and everybody's there for the same purpose. So, like, any festivals this band can do or, you know, are allowed to do or invited to play, we'll play every one of them. Small to big, dude. We've played little ones at skate parks, like metal fests and stuff, you know what I mean? That's, like, packed out with kids skating in the background. And then we played Warped Tour on the Kevin Said stage, you know what I mean? Like the second biggest stage, to Rockin' Roots Festival, you know, on the second biggest stage. So we'll do it, you know, we'll do it all, man.
Maybe we do a UK county fair, you know, drink a pint, play a show, ride a Ferris wheel,
that'd be
have
fantastic.
a hot dog.
Yeah.
Have some fish and chips and a cup of tea, and we'll all go home happy.
Yeah, I can do cup of tea and a cuddle. Where am I at?
I'm all about
let
that.
Let me get a cuppa. Let me get a cuppa. All right?
Yeah, I mean,
A little
download.
bit of that sleepy time.
Yeah.
Download is such a great festival in the UK. We've been a number of times. It's only about 40 minutes from where I live, actually. So yeah, be great. And there's so many stages. There's so many different bands from all the way from like super heavy to like Amarth, is it? Is that what
Yeah.
they're called?
I'll tell you.
I'm an Arth, I think is what they are. Yeah.
If we could play a stage that has Unearth play before us and then has Coldplay play after us, and we're in the middle, I'm cool.
Dude,
Because
love
it's so
Coldplay.
extreme.
Don't even start, bro. Don't
Yeah.
even start.
You want to head to Glastonbury?
Yeah, exactly. Well, let's whilst we're on the subject, let's talk Dream Festival lineup.
Oof.
Yeah,
when you say that, like, are we saying like it's no realm of possibility, like not even same genres, we'd just be doing it to stroke our own egos, or something that we think is like a realistic possibility for everybody?
Man, let's go both. If you've got ideas
Okay.
for both, let's go
I'll
both.
tell you right now, 10 minutes before we got on this call, I told James, I said, I want to do a Secret Ceremony 2 tour. Black Veil Brides, Dead Girls Academy in lieu of Vampires Everywhere, obviously ourselves, and then Get Scared.
nice.
It's kind of round two, man. Round two.
Nice.
We're talking about that.
I'd love-
I don't think.
I'd love for the Aiden Wednesday 13 you guys tour to as well, because I love everyone on that tour. So that would be sick.
You got to
as well.
convince Aiden to get back together. I don't know if they will. They're
Yeah,
gonna
what
try it.
happened to Aiden?
Became William Control.
Yeah, he went into like
Yeah.
industrial music, right? Like
Yeah, he was doing like that.
more kind of like
Very-
Manson metal kind of esque.
Manson meets Depeche Mode meets, that kind of stuff. Yeah.
I used to really like Aiden. Yeah.
And then the bass player Nick, him and I are still pretty good friends. He has a band called Pretty Awkward.
Mhm.
You guys want to check them out?
Yeah, I know
Nice.
the name.
I think they're a little bit more poppy indie kind of style thing going on. But it's great. It's stuff like Coachella. If you guys, I don't know if you guys know what Coachella is or not.
Yeah, of course, man.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
A lot of hats
yeah.
with feathers.
Yeah, a lot. Yeah, they're all dressed like
Obviously.
deep V-necks, lots of really nice necklaces. You know what I mean?
They look like Stevie Ray Vaughan. That's the best
Yeah,
way
lots
to
of
put
Steve.
it.
Ray, yeah, exactly.
Yeah. Rest in peace.
Yeah. Oh, geez,
Oh,
all time. Such
absolutely.
a great.
Yeah. Wow.
So yeah, as for like a great lineup, man. Oh god, like for me, you're talking like I would love to play with like the Used, Blink-182. Oh man, like even like Rancid, Fever 333, right? Is that what it is?
I love
333.
Rancid
Yeah.
so much.
They're so good, man. Like Glassjaw, Deftones. Even with like Ghost, their shows they put on are so cool, man.
Hey.
Throwing a little.
Yeah, Kenny loves Ghost Poster in the
It's
background.
my ghost
I saw
poster from
that.
the most recent tour. Love Ghost.
Ghoster. I call it a ghoster.
Call it a ghoster poster.
Ghost to poster.
Nice.
Put a little A7X in there would be really cool.
Yeah, a bit of revenge.
Some baby
I
metal
see.
would be super sick to put on
Love
there.
baby metal, man. Yeah.
It's so cool,
I think-
man.
Amazing.
I think if you were to put together like what I'd call the Dream Era tour, and we got to be fortunate enough to be an opener on it, it would be like Story of the Year, Census Fail, Seosin. Why do they all have S's? Under Oath, The Used, as mentioned. Like if you get those all on one ticket,
Yeah.
like even if they said Modern Day Escape, you got to play one song. Okay, fine, we'll play one song.
Yeah.
Just put us on the bill.
Thank you. Good
Yeah.
night.
I take that just to. I mean, I grew up listening to all those guys, so I take it. That'd be amazing.
I remember coming home from school and watching Story of the Year like on Steven's Untitled Rock show, going, dude, I wish I could be that.
Yeah.
Absolutely. Yeah. I mean, MCR are back together. We
Don't remind me. Don't remind me.
we've got tickets to see MCR, their UK show, and then it got postponed.
No. What you got was a very bad impractical joke.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah, we did.
Who
do that
knows?
as well.
Who knows when the gig will be back on, if it is ever on? I don't know, man.
Haha, got your money. No.
Yeah.
Can I add a couple hip hop artists to?
You can, yeah.
my
Henny's
festival?
a big hip
I
hop
love
guy.
hip hop. Yeah.
Okay, I would like to add Tom McDonald.
Yes.
If you haven't heard him, please do yourself a favor.
Yeah.
I would also like to add a UK native to you guys. Would be the Streets.
Oh
Have
man,
you heard of
yeah.
the Streets.
Original pirate material.
I love
dude,
the
that album-
Streets.
the album is the all-time dude. For those first two albums, just go
Genius.
so hard.
Genius.
Yeah.
And then I'm gonna add in some Southern Africa or some South Africans, D'Antwoord.
Oh
Diana-
yeah.
Yeah, great
Diana,
sound.
some people say Diana Word, D'Antwoord, whatever.
Yeah.
They go
That's
hard
South
when they play
African
live.
culture.
They're crazy.
Yeah.
What is it?
If we ever get to go to Japan, I guess I'd like to open for One OK Rock
Yeah.
Be cool.
That
Or
would be
Crossfaith, right?
Nice.
or Crystal Lake.
Yeah. Or what is it? The Mongol band? The dudes like the metal.
The
What is
Who.
it called? They're like the
The Who.
they
They're
think-
called the Who, but HU.
or the
HU.
Hun. I thought they were the Hun or something like
Oh,
that.
yeah,
But then
the
they
Hun.
changed it, right?
Yeah,
'Cause it was,
yeah,
they
yeah,
were the
yeah.
Hun, and that's what it was.
The
Yeah, dude,
throat
those
singing.
guys.
Yeah.
Those guys go hard, bro. Like, so I would like to add all these bands into the festival.
Yeah,
so,
that's a hell of a bucket list you've got right there.
That's a lot.
I know.
Yeah.
I got a
Well-
lot of favorite artists. You know what I
Yeah.
mean?
What would you add in, Jack? Any bands that would fuck well with these guys?
Oh, it's tough, man. I mean, I'd love to see a Warped with obviously a different sound, like a Bowling for Soup. I've always loved Bowling for Soup, you know. Always wanted to see those guys. Yeah, I used to like Aiden back in the day. Who else?
They
was
put on
going
killer
well?
shows, man.
Who did I see? All That Remains. I think you guys would gel well with them. Their
Not too bad.
drummer. Their
They
drummer
were
is
sick
insane.
live. Yeah, amazing.
Atreyu. I know you guys like Atreyu as well.
Good. So good friends of ours. Yep.
Yeah.
I would
Yeah,
love to
man.
play with them. I always bug their guitarist, who's a really good friend of mine. I'm like, so when are you gonna take us on tour? And he's like, never.
A good friend. A good friend.
Yeah, I been begging the guy for years, and they'll never take us.
Yeah.
He just keeps saying that because he knows we'll keep trying to one up ourselves until we're good enough to do it.
Yeah,
Well,
eventually,
he set
we'll.
he set you the challenge.
Yeah,
Yep.
we'll hit platinum, and then they'll let us go out. Maybe then.
Yeah, right.
Nice. I'm going to throw in Run the Jewels,
Okay.
Okay.
hip hop.
Okay.
and I'm going to throw in someone like Volbeat or Alien Weaponry or someone like that.
What about Alien Ant Farm? I could do that.
That would
Yeah.
be sick.
So good.
Yeah.
A real
Good.
throwback tour. Is
Yeah.
like, no FX, Alien Ant Farm, Rancid, you guys.
Oh, dude, Goldfinger. Can we just slide Goldfinger in there too? And I'll be very happy.
You can
You
slide
can
a finger.
always slide the
Yeah,
gold
just
finger
slide a
in.
little Goldfinger and MXPX right there for me. If we could just do that,
Nice.
right? Just
nice.
slide them in the back door, back.
Well, talking of Download, we got to see the NXT UK show that they do there at Download. They have an NXT wrestling
Yeah.
tent there. So that's a slick segue from me into maybe
Right.
talking about a little bit of wrestling. Because
Okay,
we're all
I'm
massive
ready.
wrestling fans. Not sure if Will is, but I know the three of us as a trio are big wrestling fans. We used to
Will's
be
a classic
podcast.
wrestling guy.
We used to be
Yeah,
wrestling podcast.
I'm all 80s and then early 90s. That was me.
Then you checked out.
Yeah. I was a bit worried that you'd be the weird guy in the chat that doesn't like wrestling. What
Yeah,
a loser.
weirdo.
No, it's not that I don't like wrestling. It's just, I mean, okay, let me use basketball. Like, you have your favorites step down or no longer in the limelight. It's
Yeah.
like, I just don't want to apply
Kobe.
the energy to get to be. Yeah, for me, it was Michael Jordan. You know, when he stepped down, it's just like, I just don't have the energy to want to become a new fan.
Yeah.
You know? I guess that's the
Space
best way to
Jam
see it.
2. Space Jam
R.I.P.
2
Bulls.
changed that.
R.I.P. 1996 Bulls.
Oh,
Being a
death.
Chicago
death.
Chicago native
Oh,
here.
yeah.
Nobody cares about the Bulls anymore.
No.
They're not cool anymore.
You've seen The Last Dance, I presume.
I have not, but I want to see it really bad. It's
Yeah.
it's
So
on my
good.
it's on my TWL, my to watch list, my TWL.
Nice.
Yeah, it's phenomenal. So much like backstage stuff and all the guys now doing modern interviews and stuff like that. So good. But yeah, so talking about wrestling, so what are your memories as a kid? Maybe your favorite wrestler, and anything along those lines. Maybe a match that you really like.
I used to go to, I think it was FCW, Florida Championship Wrestling, I think is what it is.
Nice.
And when I was a little kid, I loved it. And like, that was the WCW Monday Night Wars. You know what I mean? Like the Monday Night Nitro versus WWF, the Monday Night Wars. So like wrestling was hot. It was red hot at that time frame. And I went to an FCW show and the Road Dogg was there and he was wrestling, dude. And so was Dean Malenko for some reason.
Wow.
So I
Technical
got
genius.
to see
I
the
love
Road Dogg in all his glory, right? Like, you know what I mean? Like, I don't know if he was able to do that, or maybe it was like right before. I don't know. It was around that time frame. I was young, so things were a little blurry at that time frame.
Yeah.
But yeah, I just remember seeing them, and then I met, I think it was like Dink or Doink the Clown. Was there
Doink the
as
Clown,
well.
yeah, there was a couple of different Doinks, but I'm not sure what one you saw. But
Yeah, I saw
Yeah.
one of them exactly, and then yeah, so I just remember going, dude, and just hanging out with these dudes that are like super ripped, and I was like, yeah, dude, and I was like, you know, little shonker, little chunky me, and I was like, what's up, dude? What's up? Yeah. And I was like, WWF, dude. What's up, dude?
yeah, pump the chest,
So, like,
pump the chest out.
yeah, so that was a good one for me. I was used to go to those. Like I wasn't allowed to go to concerts, but I can go to wrestling events.
That makes sense. That makes
Yeah, my
perfect
parents
sense.
were on lots of drugs. I guess I don't know. Things were strange. Weirdos.
What about you, Will? Any wrestling memories? Anyone you like?
So the number one for me, I mean, as a kid growing up, I actually cared more about the pre-wrestling match interviews from the 80s
Yeah,
than I did the actual match itself.
Oh, all time.
I mean, just like, you know, the Ultimate Warrior, Randy Macho Man Savage, Hulk Hogan, like all the banter between them all.
Yeah.
Like just that to me was that's the all time, you know, like when Randy would pull out the little coffee creamer and be like, the cream rises to the top. You know, it's just like he was so funny that it stuck with me.
But they're larger than life, aren't they? They're superheroes.
They did make that imagery. I mean, they were real world superheroes. They were also on drugs. That's probably why.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
But I would say out in the newer era, it was
that's perfect. That's perfect, actually.
The Hardy Boys.
Oh, legends.
I remember being like, maybe 12, 10. You know, I can't remember which one it was. It's too young to really remember. You know, one of them would get thrown against the ring and against the ropes, and he would swing through the ropes and then tackle the guy. It's like, you are a modern day white ninja.
Yeah, well, the white ninja.
Gothic ninja. That's what I'm going to call him.
Gothic ninja. I mean, that's a new name for a band straight away. Gothic ninja.
You know, I mean, they looked very ninja-esque in their movement, but they wore fishnets. So, you know.
The best combination.
Right?
Now, I'm just going to gently... Go on. Carry on, Will.
Oh, I was going to say the only other time you're going to see a dude wearing fishnets is at a Denny's at 3 a.m. in San Francisco, you know?
And that was the last time we were in San Francisco.
And that was the last time James and I hung out, because I was like, no, you can't wear that, dude.
Yeah. And then you took a 7-year break after that.
You said, I can't see you for roughly 7 years.
Yeah. Now, I'm just going to gently crawl back to when we just saw the Austin 316 glove, because not only are we joined by Modern Day Escape today, but we're joined by famed WWE Hall of Famer. It's Stone Cold Steve Austin.
Yes!
Oh, dude.
There he is.
Oh,
now,
hell
I know what you're
yeah.
thinking. Why on earth have you got this sort of inflatable sex doll on your bed? Just a little mascot.
Why not?
Little mascot. We picked him up. We picked him up in like a yard sale, and I thought I've got to have him. He's got a little bit of colour on the head, but that's okay. That's all right.
Yeah,
he's taking a bath.
He looks ripped. To be honest, he looks more ripped than Steve Austin looked. To be honest.
Oh yeah.
They've really,
Does it have the knee brace?
He has the knee pads, so.
Oh, okay.
They didn't want
he's
to.
got to have the double knee braces on. That's what
This
made
was
it so cool.
This was pre-injury.
Has he
pre-injury.
Has he got the broken neck, or is it?
He will have. Ready? Whoa!
Hey.
There we go.
Oh, actually,
The only thing that's missing is the box art and a toy beer can that says "Awesome beer chugging action."
Mate.
Yeah,
And
just
that's
the
the
arm
thing.
that does that. Just
You know what I did like? A little bit of detail. It's actually got a tattoo.
Look at that, Texas Longhorns. Look at that. That's
you know
their.
what I mean?
That's the native team there. That's
Only the best.
Longhorns.
Only the best. So, bet you didn't expect to see Steve Austin on the show today.
I didn't.
pop in there.
We're blessed with the presence.
That's the
Sometimes
bottom
just-
line because Stone Cold said so.
Sometimes I just put a little hat on him, little hat stand. He makes a good hat stand. Sorry, Steve. He is retired though. So.
We were just going to ask as well. So we were talking about theme songs before we started recording.
Oh
so
yeah.
Favorite, any favorite theme songs, or maybe you could compose a theme song for a wrestler. Who would it be? Do you think? Who would you love to work with?
We were gearing up to approach Rob Van Dam back in the day, because that one song he's like, "'Cause I'm Rob Van Dam," it was like perfect for like
Yeah.
the style of music we were doing at that time frame. Now, I don't know, man. There's so many, trying to think what her name is. Oh my gosh. Hold on. Oh, let me look it up on
He's got
Instagram.
a live Google right here, folks.
Yeah, I can't think of her name right now, but I would love to do her
Phrasing.
I would love to do her entrance music. Sorry, dude. I
2020.
apologize. I've had a migraine all day, and it's been literally killing me. So my brains are like, words thought, do things. Rhea Ripley. I would love to do Rhea Ripley's entrance.
Man. Yeah,
she is a beast machine.
Yeah, her booking's gone a little bit sour, but I'm hoping they elevate her because she's really good. She's
Yeah.
so
Yeah,
young. She's so
they
young.
were pushing her. She was getting a real great push. She beat Charlotte,
Yeah.
right? And then
Yeah.
in the NXT crossover thing, and then I don't remember what the outcome of their like rematch was.
She lost to Charlotte, and then
She lost to Charlotte. Okay,
and then disappeared off a cliff for a while. Yeah.
maybe they're just kind of gearing her up. You know how they do that? They'll pull people,
Yeah.
and then like that. They should like Lars Sullivan. I'm sorry, I just threw up my mouth a little bit.
Lars Sullivan can do that.
Yeah, Lars Sullivan
I'm
will
sorry.
do that to you.
Yeah, I'm sorry, just saying that. Sorry.
We could tell who
Nah.
the fan favorite is.
He on Lars
not him.
Sullivan.
Yeah.
It's definitely I don't think anybody liked it except Vince McMahon, and he learned that was a mistake.
Yeah.
So Rob
I do.
Van Dam. Anyone else you'd like to?
Rob Van Dam, yep. Oh my God, those chicks walking behind Will freaked me out just now. I was like, oh,
It's
what?
because I'm outside.
Yeah, it scared the heck out of me.
So Rob and Rhea.
Rob Rhea, yeah.
I think Ruby Riot would her aesthetic would match really well actually. As well.
Ruby would really cool. So when I lived in Orlando, a very close friend of mine who's now in Impact, her name's Abby Lath. She was Abby Lath now, and her real name Kimberly. In Impact now. And her husband Zachary Wentz over in Impact. So Kim and I were really good friends for a hot minute. They obviously, we both moved from Florida. They moved to Ohio, got married. She's doing Impact now, and we're up here in Chicago.
Yeah.
But my other half and her were really good friends, and we'd all go out and party and stuff. Go downtown and have fun.
Mm-hmm.
And then we became friends with a wrestler named. Oh my God.
Google, quick, Google.
No, oh man, dude, my brains today are like something else, dude.
It's okay,
Will's trying to run from this conversation.
Yeah, he's going for a quick jog around the block.
It's tough because my mind naturally wants to call them by their real names.
Yeah.
And then I'm like, oh, I got to keep up that mystique and stage names.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Liv Morgan.
Kayfabe.
Yeah, kayfabe. Yeah, Liv Morgan.
Oh,
Actually,
nice.
her roommate and best friend is a really close friend of mine. So like I would go over to the house all the time, and then we'd do parties and stuff. So all those guys would come over. So like Velveteen Dream would come over and party and stuff, and we'd throw pool parties.
Oh man,
or
he is
Ember
so
Moon
cool. Nice.
would come over. Who we used to hang out with? Oni Lorcan.
He's badass, man. He's great.
Oh,
Yeah.
dude, he is super cool. We'd go out dancing and stuff. So to see that guy, like as a normal person, and we'd be hanging out, and he's cutting a rug on the dance floor, just being a goofball, like just dancing at girls when they walk by, just being straight goofy. But then you see him get in the ring and just demolish people. It's just it's crazy. But yeah, so like we end up hanging out with a lot of those guys, like Rich Swan.
He's great.
He used to come over so I lived in a two bedroom flat downtown, and one room was like our home studio. This is when I was in that side project.
Yeah.
And I was in the other room. So all these, we'd go out, we'd hang out, and we'd come back to our flat, and we'd throw parties. So all these random people, they just show up. So it would be like Rich Swan would come over, his wife, I forget exactly what her name is. She's in Impact as well, I think.
Yeah.
Something Sue Young.
Yep.
You think, is that right? Yeah.
Yeah,
I said, I get confused with whose real name is what. So I don't want to break that.
You could just call her Mrs. Swan.
Yeah, Mrs. Swan. Yeah, there you go, Mrs. Swan. So she would come over. Her and Kim were good friends, and like we went out and got sushi together. So I was really lucky to hang out with a lot of these people. And then I worked at a very, very popular bar downtown.
Yeah.
Happened to be one of the biggest bars on, and then all the guys would come in all the time.
Nice.
So like I would end up like hanging out with like Mojo Raleigh would come in all the time. He's really good friends of my mutual friends. So he'd come in all the time. Big Cass would come in all the time. Enzo would come in like way back in the day.
Wow.
When he was still like in NXT. Sasha Banks would come in back when she was still in NXT. Paige would come in all the time.
Sasha Banks, who's going to star in The Mandalorian season 2.
Yeah, right.
I saw that. I thought it was a joke at first, and then I seen the pictures. I was like, "Wow, that's pretty tight."
Yeah, how weird. Yeah.
Now, stop switch. I'm going to throw a piece of mental clarity to for you guys because you're wrestling fans. I said this on my podcast. I think it was like over a year ago.
Yeah.
Mark my words. I'm going to say it to you, and then you can talk about it if you guys do your podcast. I had a theory a long time ago. So WrestleMania 3 or 4 was in Orlando. I can't remember which one it was.
Okay.
Or maybe it was 32. I can't remember. It was a while ago. So I luckily at the bar I worked at, I got tickets for last minute. My boss, he is friends with higher ups, and he goes, "Hey, somebody dropped out. I got a ticket for you." And I was like, "Oh my god, I want to go to WrestleMania. It's on my bucket list. Of course I'll go."
Absolutely, yeah.
We sat in the nosebleeds. You know what I mean? You just hear and everyone go crazy. You didn't hear anything. You hear the announcer like, "Oh no!" You know what I mean? It was so quiet. But I was like, man, if NXT's here, obviously it's at Full Sail, right?
Yeah.
NXT's here. They held WrestleMania here. Florida's been a huge, development center, a huge thing for talent. What else is in Florida that's a big deal in the world?
Okay.
Disney,
Mm-hmm.
right?
Of course.
Disney bought MCU. They bought Star Wars. They bought all this gigantic franchises of entertainment, right?
Mm-hmm.
What's one massive one they're missing? WWE.
Okay. I see where you go.
Okay.
Sasha Banks is now in the new Star Wars. Well, how did Sasha Banks cross over to Disney? Disney and WWE are two different things, right?
Yeah.
They're not.
Yeah. Okay.
Low key, dude, guess who owns Fox? Disney.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay.
Think about it.
Okay.
Low key, Vince has been selling off shares for the past
he has
2 years. So
Stephanie,
2 or 3 years.
Stephanie just sold 43% of her shares yesterday.
Yeah.
Who
do you think's buying this?
Are we suggesting that China could one day be considered a Disney princess?
She's already a Disney princess in my heart, Will.
Yeah. Will wants him to crack his head like a coconut between those thighs.
Well, she won't anymore. Rest in
talk,
peace, China.
On
Rest
our,
in peace.
lot of
our trailer, we actually had a huge China poster that she had signed.
Yeah, we met her one night
Cool.
in Hollywood, California, and she actually came over, and we were like, "Please," we got a poster of you, huge fans. We're in a band. We opened up. I was like, "Would you sign this?" And she signed it. It said 2 Modern Day Escape. Something.
That's
She
so
was great,
cool.
man. What a
China,
powerhouse.
so
Unfortunately, I had to
so
throw it
talented.
away. Yeah, she's so good. Unfortunately, I had to throw it away. It was just so trash. I had to throw it away. But anyways, I really think eventually it's going to go public. Disney is buying up these shares of WWE. They have been a part of it for a while. It is why the development center is in Orlando. There's been a low-key thing. You're going to see a massive thing, and then you're going to see a gigantic financial boost go to WWE because Disney's going to come on board, but they're going to be like silent. You know what I mean?
Okay.
They're like, how like Disney's silent in MCU now? Like it was like a big deal, and then they went quiet.
Yeah. Underground.
Because they don't. And I really think eventually you're going to see in the next 5 years, Vince McMahon's going to be like, "We sold it. We sold it to Disney." You know what I mean? And then Disney's going to
Great impression.
mark my words. Yeah.
You heard it here first. You heard it here first, folks.
And then the third.
There are definitely things that Disney owns that they don't talk about them owning, like the Alien franchise.
Yeah, man.
You're never gonna, see Mickey Mouse, Mulan, Xenomorph. You're never gonna see that. It's just not gonna.
Alien versus Mickey Mouse that writes itself.
That's a new one.
That's a new one.
Well, so anyways, that's me going on and on. But
no, man. Well, we actually bagged an interview with a very famous wrestler. Will, I'm sure you're familiar. Psycho Sid Vicious. Nice. Classic. Multiple-time champion, WCW, WWF. We bagged the interview. We couldn't believe our luck.
We were, it's a bit further back in time. We were very, very nervous.
Months ago.
Amazing opportunity came up, and it went. We did it. What was it? 2 a.m. our time.
Yeah, late.
And
those kind of interviews you'll bend over backwards for.
Of course. Yeah. Can we do it at 2 a.m.? Of course we can, Steve.
Yeah.
Anything for you. That's what we said.
Whatever you want, Dwayne Johnson.
Yeah.
Yes, sir, Mr. Johnson. Yes, sir. Well, if you want, I can try not to cut you off, but I can try to pass you over and see if I can get you on some of the Impact guys if you want.
Man, We'd
That'd be
appreciate that, of course.
insane.
If you guys are still doing the wrestling thing, I don't know. I could definitely shoot him a text and say, "Hey, you guys want to jump on this podcast from over the pond? They're great
Man,
dudes,
that would be
They'd love to
He
have
gets
us."
you. He gets you a wrestler interview. We come to the UK. You give us beers. You know.
Yeah, I thought you could say we'd get you on download, but we can buy a beer. That's fine.
Yeah.
I'll take download.
Yeah. So we bagged this interview, and we did the interview, and it went well. Kenny will tell you, it couldn't have went worse than it went.
Yeah.
I mean,
He was pissed off, just naturally. Like you know, Sid Vicious he's like controversial.
he has a reputation as being a little on the grouchy side.
Yeah. Oh yeah.
So he was a touch grouchy, and we started the interview, and it was all going okay. It was fine, and then the kind of mediators between us, his representatives, were there, and they had their boom mics, but their laptop mic was still on, and they were eating takeaway.
Yeah, they were eating Denny's whilst the interview was going on.
So, and then like halfway through a sentence, Sid is talking. He starts talking about South Park, and he's like, "Yeah, I saw this episode of South Park," and then he goes, "And hey, can you guys do your washing up some other time?" And we were just like,
"Sorry, what's that, Sid?
What?
What's going on?" We were totally baffled. There's a load of noise. I'm thinking, what? We couldn't hear nothing. We were like, well, it's not our end, Sid. Of course, he's done. Sid's done by this point.
Yeah, Sid was pissed.
Yeah, can we do this another time? I thought, yeah, I guess we can, Sid.
Oof. Dang,
it
bro.
fell
That
apart.
sucks.
And it was going so well.
I like how so much of me couldn't handle that. My phone fell down.
That's okay. The power of my Sid Vicious impression. I'm with you.
Dude, that was, oh my God. Hold on. I'm literally going to pee in my pants. I'll be right back. It's all this water's hitting me.
Do it, man. Yeah, it's all good.
Absolutely.
Unless Will's going to go MIA, then I can't, because I can't let the troops down. Wait,
all right, mate.
is he back?
Is he back?
Back? All right, cool, perfect. Yeah, give me 2 seconds. I got to go.
Yeah, tag out. Tag him in. The hot tag.
Tag out.
Sorry, my wife was calling me. I had to tell her, sorry, I will call you back later.
Oh, okay. Hopefully it's not an emergency. I feel pretty bad about that one.
No, my wife and I usually call each other at least once or twice a day just to be like, hey, how's your day going?
A check-in.
Nice.
I like it.
You know? There's a
Nice,
reason I'm married.
nice.
I love her.
And she loves you, I guess.
Some days more than others. Oh, gosh. Yeah.
So
Well,
yeah,
what do you
go on.
I mean, what did you guys do in that interview though? Like, I mean, I can't imagine like, okay, so if I had to pick one wrestler that I would like bend over backwards to interview, I guess you would, obviously he's not alive anymore, but it'd be Randy Macho Man.
Of course.
Like, I can't imagine what I would do if midway through an already not perfect interview, he just kind of, for lack of better terms, does a screw this, I'm going home.
Yeah.
Well, he essentially cut a promo on us, two pasty white British guys, and what did he call us? Couple of jackasses,
Couple of knuckleheads, wasn't it?
couple of knuckleheads. So I guess we got called a couple of knuckleheads by Sid Vicious, which is, I guess, a kind of cool thing.
I was happy with it.
I mean, I feel like in Bizarro world, be like, our hero just insulted us.
Yeah, right.
That's awesome.
Yeah,
It was very cool. Yeah.
I'm
It was
begging. I'm begging. I have this phone mount and it just keeps falling.
it's all good, man.
Yeah, so it was good. So this is definitely, the best interview we've had, I would say, considering
Yeah,
it's been
Compared to that,
Oh, you mean the interview where I have to relocate because suddenly out of nowhere a festival starts taking place behind me at like a county type, market, and I have to relocate to my car unexpectedly and put my phone mount to my windshield that wants to keep falling. This is better. All right,
it's all that talk
Definitely.
of festivals. So people heard festival, they were like, festival? let's do one right now.
I feel like we could do one right now.
I feel like we could do.
Hello, I'm from London.
Is he doing his London impression again, or like is he doing it again?
Literally, James, as soon as you left, he started. We couldn't get him to stop.
Oh,
Yeah,
God.
he was actually quite offensive to us as well. He said, you've got terrible teeth. He said, you've got rubbish teeth.
I would be
How dare
surprised. You got to watch out for this
I
guy.
guarantee you, mine are probably the worst out of the four of us.
No.
I'm just missing a bunch of mine. I just like, you know what? This one, pink. Just throw it out the
That
window.
one's-
Take
that
it
one's
out.
gone.
I'm over it. I'm done.
Yeah.
Well, shall we? I don't have a segue, so I'm just going to say, let's talk about something else.
Cool.
Video
Let's do it.
games?
Nice.
Hello. All right. This guy knows.
Someone got the memo before we
Yeah.
started.
Let's talk about video games. So, obviously, in the news at the moment, due to the PS5, Xbox debate raging on, what's better, what's worse.
PS5. Sorry.
Here's my, I'm
Fairly,
going to go with
fairly simple.
PS5
It's not that hard.
for one subtle reason. You can go on and on about how more powerful the Xbox is. Guess what? They have to develop the games the same for all the systems. So any game that is going to run on the Xbox is going to run on PS5 too.
Yeah.
But I just don't understand how you can be a multi-billion-dollar company like Microsoft, pay a staff of people to design you a $500 black square.
Yeah, it's like a mini fridge, isn't it? It's like a mini fridge.
It does
Well-
look like a mini fridge.
The
See, the thing
monolith
is-
from 2001: A Space Odyssey looks better. You know?
Thing is, they're trying. So basically, Microsoft obviously is a computer company. Clearly,
Yeah.
you know what I mean. It's a PC company.
Mm.
See, what you guys don't see is I have a, you know what I mean, a pretty nice setup going on here with all my stuff. You know what I mean?
Nice PC.
So I'm a PC and PlayStation guy. Like right
Okay.
to my right, I have a little station where I have my PS2, my PS4, my Switch, and all that stuff going on over here. Xbox seems to be trying to make a home console that's a PC, for lack of better terms. They're trying to mix it.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Versus PlayStation is sticking with the home console vibe. It seems to me. You know what I mean? So I think. Oh, okay. Oh man, I'm sorry. My other half is streaming on Twitch right now, and I all of a sudden I hear an auto-tuned voice of a girl, and I was like, what the heck? And I was like, oh god, it's her.
It's an
I was like,
angel.
it's her.
It's an
Yeah,
angel.
I was like, it's an angel that I hear 24/7. It's an angel. She's a sweet baby.
What's your partner streaming? What does she stream on Twitch?
She streams Hearthstone, if you guys know what that is.
Nice.
Yeah,
Yeah.
nice.
She actually
Did you say Hearthstone?
yeah, Hearthstone.
Coup Whip?
Cool Whip. She streams Hearthstone. She actually today she was on the cover of the battle.net login screen for Hearthstone. She was the Blizzard's featured streamer of the day.
Oh wow, that's great.
For the Brawl Lyceum. Yeah, it's kind of crazy.
Yeah,
It's
no.
actually been
Super cool shout out for her for sure.
yeah. So
what's her Twitch name? Yeah, give.
it's
shout out.
twitch.tv/sway SWAY _BAE Swaybay. Twitch.tv
Way Bay.
or twitch.tv /sway _bay. Yeah, sorry.
Wicked.
Nice.
Have you guys
she's-
got any favorite games that you're playing at the moment?
I'm doing Tony Hawk 1 and 2 right now. That's
Classic.
that, and then Mario reissue, the Mario All Stars reissue.
Oh yeah. That looked incredible.
That's where I'm at right now.
For
What about
me,
you,
it's
Will?
Call of Duty, Modern Warfare, Warzone, and when I'm not playing that, I've actually been going back. I'm playing simultaneously Final Fantasy 8 and 12.
Nice. Kenny's playing. What are you playing? 14?
No, I'm playing. I picked up the 7 remake a couple of weeks ago.
See, I still haven't picked it up. I want to, but here's, I guess for me, does it look amazing? Does it look beautiful? Unquestionably. But I played the original. I actually played 8 first and then played 7. So as a kid, I was like, these graphics suck. But there was a certain charm about the original one because it wasn't graphically impressive.
Mm-hmm.
Right. Sure, they wanted to flesh out some of the story, but there's a certain charm that the old one had, you know. And with RPGs in general, I have really yet to find a PS3, Xbox 360, and latter RPG that makes me feel the same way I did about PS1 and PS2 RPGs.
Yeah.
Like, I don't know how much PS1 gaming you guys have, but one of my favorite RPGs as a child and as an adult was Brave Fencer Musashi.
Okay.
Oh, it's not bad. It's not a bad one.
I mean, it's a deep cut. It was kind of
I
like
don't know
super
that.
cartoony cheesy. but it's because it had charm. Or Legend of the Dragoon.
Yeah, Legends of Dragoon was awesome, dude. That was so good.
Gosh, there's so many like good RPGs. Valkyrie Profile, there's a real deep cut one. That's a super rare game.
Chrono Trigger,
Yeah,
and Chrono Cross,
and Chrono Cross.
Breath of Fire 3 is probably my all-time favorite RPG.
Yep.
Nice.
I
Cool.
effing love Breath of Fire 3.
Nice. So you guys go on because I know when you were talking about the video earlier, you've got the anime references. So is that kind of JRPG, anime, you guys, a lot of the band is into that kind of stuff?
Well, like we definitely have different preferences in anime. Like I tend to, I appreciate new anime, but same as what I said about video games, like there's certain charm. I think about the old way of drawing animation, like Akira. I like older Gundam, Dragon Ball Z, like Dragon Ball Z Super, really cool. Dragon Ball Z GT, Dragon Ball, I prefer because of the animation style. I love Cowboy Bebop, old Robotech, which was Macross over in Japan, and just that era. Vampire Hunter D. Like, there's just so many good things from that era.
So, 85 to 95 is like Will's pocket of anime.
Golden era for sure.
Yeah,
you're all about the throwback, Will. All about the throwback wrestling, throwback anime.
Yeah,
that's true. Yes.
So I guess call that a byproduct of me being a child who grew up in analog and to digital.
Got you. Yeah,
for sure.
I went from light bright to bright light. So.
Well put.
Nice.
I mean, I'm the same as Will, but I think most of my animes that slap really hard for me is like 2000 to 2010. So like Bleach, Full Metal Alchemist Brotherhood.
That's great.
Obviously I love the Cowboy Bebop. I love, like the Gundam, like basically anything that was on Toonami in the early thousands.
Yeah.
Count me in. I'll be there every episode. You know what I mean? Like Trigun through and through. Even though some of the anime is a little bit older, but dude, all of it. There's no, and I love the new stuff too. Super, I liked it because it was like, yay, Dragon Ball's back. But at the same time, bro, it doesn't beat Dragon Ball Z, man. There's something about the Frieza saga that just, dude, I would literally get home I'd get off the bus and I would run my chunky little butt straight home, dude. Snag a bag of family-sized Doritos. I'd watch Pokemon. I'd watch Sailor Moon. And then I watch on into Dragon Ball Z, dude. And I would wait in bated breath every freaking week for the next episode. And it's like, on the next episode of Dragon Ball Z. You know what I mean? Like hearing that voice, dude, was just something special to me, man. You know what I mean? Oh, dude. And when Vegeta's voice was different then, and it was a different Frieza, like there's something special about that too. So it's like, I love the new school. I love the Inuyasha. I love all that. And even this the High School DxD and Kill la Kill I'm currently watching now, or I'm trying to get into Dr. Stone now, Black Clover, Blue Exorcist. Like I watch all that and I love it, but like Will said, there's something special about that 95, or 85 to 95 era.
They have really, really good storytelling. I don't want to say that they don't. Yeah. This is my theory. So Japan, it took a little bit longer for it to catch up to other first world countries in terms of their technology output, particularly in their filmmaking. So they relied very heavily on animation because they couldn't do the big budget films that the US could do or that Europe could do. They were very inspired by things like Star Wars, 2001: A Space Odyssey, Aliens, probably even things like Indiana Jones. And so they try to get as close to that quality through animation.
Yeah.
And I think that was a big part of it. And because in those days you could do some computer assistance, but most of it had to be hand-drawn, you had to have the best talent available.
Yeah.
Like Studio Ghibli, dude.
And I will go on record.
Spirited Away.
The movie
Spirited
Akira,
Away
whether anything that I can't think of his name off the top of my head, the guy who's the director of that, anything he does, flawless.
Yeah.
For Akira or Studio Ghibli?
Studio Ghibli, like Spirited Away. I'm drawing such a blank. I feel like an idiot right now. I digress. Either way,
Castle in the Sky, Spirited Away, Princess Mononoke, My Friend Totoro.
The director of those movies, he is to anime what Hideo Kojima is to video games.
Wow.
Agreed.
But I would say that the movie Akira to date is and always will go down as my favorite anime movie for in terms of its production. I mean, it was the only anime film to have 32 frames per second.
Oh, is that right? Wow.
It had 32 frames per second, and where most movies of the day, even now, most of the background imagery is all static with a few moving parts because every time you change something, you have to draw a new cell. There's something like 16 million frames that they had to draw for that movie.
Wow.
I mean, it's an absolutely astounding. It's amazing that they were even able to do it. And I think the depth of the story, you know, I'm an American. I didn't grow up in a war-torn country, or at least not, I'm too far removed. I think, but what it does for the Japanese culture, it really harkens back to unfortunately, when the U.S. bombed Japan with the nukes, you know, and it kind of talks about, it's really like a inward look at like what happens to you as a country when you're bent on war. You know, and I love that message. You know, this Neo Tokyo is 1945 Tokyo.
Yeah.
Dude, I would rather live in Neo Tokyo than any time, like city-wise. You know what I mean? Like, the 1980s neon wasteland Neo Tokyo type thing. Oh, please just put me there and leave me alone.
Yeah, it's amazing.
Drop me off and let me go.
So iconic kind of like look and feel is.
Well,
but yeah,
just think of so that movie clearly, I mean, unquestionably, it was inspired very heavily by not only the World War II ravaging, but also Blade Runner. I can't think of a better two things to put together. Like just so we're clear, really awesome.
Studio Ghibli's main director was Hayao Miyazaki.
Miyazaki. I knew I was going to feel like an idiot the minute you said that. Anything Miyazaki does.
Yep.
Flawless.
I just wanted to put that out there. So
James, you actually have some gaming tattoos, don't you? Getting back to gaming quickly.
Yeah, I do.
Yeah.
My entire right sleeve that is extremely unfinished because money goes elsewhere and I'm a little bit older.
Yeah.
Is all video game style stuff.
Nice.
So I've got Castlevania Symphony of the Night in my hand. If you ever played that game and got into the Clock Tower, the most annoying boss or anything monster you had to face was the freaking floating Medusa heads.
Yeah.
So that's what my hand is.
I was going to ask, just to jump in on that, talking about anime. So another Netflix. Have you seen the Castlevania Netflix series, the 3 series on there?
I have. I touch and go on it because I don't like the art style as much.
Agreed. Yeah.
That's not really my thing. I do appreciate it, but it seems very Americanized. And any sort of Americanized Japanese anime, I'd never really gotten into. Like when they redid Thundercats, they redid She-Ra from He-Man Masters of the Universe.
Yeah.
Any Americanized anime, there's American animation and Americanized anime.
Yeah.
So the ones that I'd mentioned, I could like that. I watched it, but I wasn't as into it. Does that make sense?
Yeah.
Versus like American animation. So there's a movie, two movies that came out called Heavy Metal that was fueled by American rock and roll, and it was an American anime that had a lot of like big actors like John Candy and stuff in it.
Nice.
That is cool, and I liked any kind of American anime. But when you mix them together, I feel like it's not good.
Yeah, it kind of dilutes it, doesn't it?
I agree with what he's saying 100% because. I mean, why did you want to go watch anime instead of American cartoons in the first place? Because you wanted that Japanese styling.
There's something special. It's something special about it. And I feel like when you mix the two, it's like taking ranch and ketchup. Or ranch or like mustard and tuna fish.
Yeah.
No one wants that.
They're both good on their own. Why would you put them? Don't mix them up.
Hear me out. Mustard tuna fish pie. Come on.
I think
a little bit of sick.
She's my mustard tuna fish pie.
That's the new version.
She's my mustard tuna fish pie.
You won't play that one.
That
You won't
and
play
makes
You
that
me
get us
wanna
on the
die.
download festival, we'll play that song.
one. Deal.
He's my tuna fish mustard pie.
That
Do you
sounds
guys
like
ever-
somebody who needs to visit their gynecologist.
Yeah, right. I was going to say.
Oh.
Yeah.
Ugh.
Did you guys ever play games on tour? Have a console in the
Oh,
bus or anything?
absolutely.
Yeah.
We used to play the
RPGs were
electric
tough.
game. What is it, Will?
I said RPGs were tough, but we played
Yeah.
a lot of Tony Hawk's Pro Skater and Nintendo 64, like the party games, like Mario Kart, Smash Bros.
Tekken, yeah.
We'd play a lot of Where's My Ferret? Have you guys ever played that?
Haven't played that one.
No.
We played this game called Electrocution on
Again.
tour. And then we played a game called Hide-A-Bone.
Yeah.
Um,
Not sure
Don't
these are
ask
the
about
same
that
kind of
one.
games, but yeah, that's cool.
no, they're not. None of them are sexual. I promise.
No,
They're
no.
they're all.
Define my ferret game is my favorite because it involves a deranged, drunken showgoer literally slamming into our van window going, "Where's my ferret?"
Oh my god.
Yeah,
And
there's
us being like, "You are psycho. We don't know.
a young woman
Get
brought a
yourself
ferret.
away from our presence, please."
Yeah, she brought a ferret to a show and then lost the ferret.
Because
At the
that's
show.
what responsible people do
Why?
in South Africa.
And then, yeah, she literally came up. She like rushed our van, and she grabbed the window. We're trying to roll the window. She sticks her finger. She's like, "Where's my ferret? I'm gonna break this window."
I like how she assumed you. Well, the band have stolen the ferret, obviously.
That I mean, you know, one thing I want loose in our tour van is
Yeah.
a ferret.
Yeah.
That's nothing
He
says
looks like
excitement
a-
like shooting down the highway 80 miles an hour in the middle of the night when a
Yeah.
ferret screaming at the top of its lungs attacking our eyeballs. You know,
That
what I mean?
singer, he looks like a ferret smuggler. He looks.
Yeah,
like a
he
ferret
does.
smuggler.
Right in his anus. He sticks the ferret in his anus and crosses state line.
Come on, we've all done. that.
This is
And
now
then
the second interview where we've called the anus the anus.
The anus.
Oh, it's because you're classy. You're classy gentlemen.
Classy
Yeah,
guys.
of course. Yeah, you got to keep it PG. And we play a game called Electrocution, which when we were talking to people, we would stand there and just go, and then
Why-
we just and we'd stop as if nothing had happened.
Nice.
Nothing
My
happened.
my favorite game to play was called Chili Bones, where you go through Canada in the middle of October with no heat in your van and you're freezing to death. And you find out that you're accidentally cuddled by one of your bandmates, and you don't care because it's the warmest thing that's happening right now in the middle of Canada.
Yeah.
I do miss when you'd wear those gray underwear. It was so soft, so
Yeah,
smooth.
this is rock and roll up after dark.
It's that 300 thread count Egyptian cotton, my guy.
Yeah, it was.
That's my favorite cotton, to be honest.
And then we play Hide-A-Bone. So when we first started touring, this is pre-Will. We were still young. We were in our early college years, just out of high school. And we had started the band. We'd tour, and we would go to house parties that kids. I use that term. That's what we used to back in the day when you were called a scene kid. So you would say, "Oh, we went to a kid's house for a party," not an actual child. Just want to clarify that.
Not a child.
Again with the child thing.
Yeah, we don't need. Yeah, I just like to, dude. These days, everybody listens to every word you say and just waits for you to mess up. So
I'm just going to
we'll
cut that
clarify-
up, and it's going to sound awful.
You're going to make it sound. You're like, oh, we would go to kids' houses when their parents weren't home. Please, God, for the love of God, don't do that.
This will go up on the internet. The FBI will be like,
Chris,
interesting.
Hi, my name's Chris Hansen. That's all. I don't need to hear that. In my
Would you
life.
would you just take a seat? Would you
take a seat? Chris Hansen. We'll save that for Blood on the Dance Floor and him going after Davi Vanity, not me.
Yeah.
Anyways, so we would go over to, after the shows, we go to people's houses, and obviously their parents weren't home. Clearly, you know what I mean. And they'd throw a house party at their house or whatever, and we would play Hide-A-Bone, where we would steal all the dog bones and then we'd hide them throughout the house in places that the bones clearly shouldn't have been. So when their parents would come back, they knew they threw a party. So it was our fun game. And then we'd get a text, be like, dude, Bobby's dad's pissed, bro. He knows we had a rager over there. He found all these bones everywhere in like his grandma's linen closet. And like we would try to hide them like in pillowcases or just like put them in cereal boxes. Like, so clearly why would Bobby, or Tina run around and hide bones in said, places? So that was
Why
our fun
are we
game.
listening? Were we doing this at Bob's Burgers house?
Is that what, those are,
Bobby,
I guess those are
Tina.
names. Bobby, Tina, I guess you're right.
I guess that
when
brings
I
a different meaning to getting boned at a party.
Yeah, we did. We boned them hard, dude. We boned all the pillows. We put them in shampoo bottles. We'd crumble them up, dude. Everything. And then when I would get completely inebriated, I would like to defecate in cat boxes.
Right.
And
Okay.
here's I was a terrible
Right.
person. All right, I'm calling myself out for being a total d-hole on
Yeah.
this one. So
Hi,
we
I'm
go to
James.
somebody's house.
I'm James, and I defecate in litter boxes.
Yes.
Hi,
And
James.
here's why.
James.
I think Billy Bob Thornton said that he had done that once in an interview.
So when I would
Yeah, right.
do this, the cat would not defecate in its own litter box. It would become enraged and then shoot out fecal matter and strew it about the house to teach the owners a lesson. So if I went to somebody's party and I didn't like them, I was like, dude, this is gonna be awesome. So I would shat in said cat box, upset the cat, and the cat would, boom, boom, boom around the house, and then their parents would come back, and there would be cat feces everywhere, and they would get in trouble.
And bones
So-
everywhere.
I just want to clarify.
Yeah.
Why is there cat shit and bones everywhere?
I want to clarify. When we go on tour, if you invite us over to your house for shenanigans,
Yeah.
we will not poop in your cat's litter box.
Unless you cause me harm or disrespect me, I will poop in your cat box.
Okay, you've got
Other
that
than
here.
that-
You've heard that here, folks. He will shit in your house.
I will.
So,
I have no shame. I just don't. When I've got to go,
Oh,
I
yeah.
have IBS, man. I have terrible stomach issues.
Yeah.
Hence my diet restrictions. I will poop in your cat's box. I will poop right inside of it. And I will not think twice.
wow. Chilling
Well,
words there from James.
You, sir, I will
Yes.
take my cat to your house and have it poo in your toilet. So we'll see what. We'll see what
I
happens.
don't know if a cat trained to poop in a toilet has quite the same.
That's just impressive. That's just genuinely.
If anything, do that. I'd be quite impressed.
Yeah. Well, talking
What?
of games,
You ate the whole wheel of cheese? I'm not even mad. I'm impressed.
Oh, I'd love some cheese right now. Talking of games, it's only fitting that we move on to our game as we
Okay.
draw to the end of what has been a wonderful chat with the lads, with our new best friends. Can we say that? I think we can
Yeah.
say
Yeah,
that.
we're best mates now.
Pretty sure.
Well, we didn't. We
the
didn't.
two
We didn't
new
tell you that we
members.
should do this at a later time.
Oh, yeah.
2
So-
a.m.
Half 11 now.
You didn't tell us to do our clothes washing halfway through the interview.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. We're going to play a little game we call Monkey Tennis. Now, Kenny, do you want to explain what Monkey Tennis is?
Okay, so we're from the UK. We are massive fans of Mr. Alan Partridge, if you know Alan Partridge.
Heard of, yes.
Yeah, so
Steve Coogan, you'll know
Steve Coogan.
Stan and Ollie, Philomena, all the other stuff that he's done.
So in a show that he did, he's trying to get a TV show onto a network, and he at one point just takes out a recorder and just goes, "Idea for a TV show, Monkey Tennis," and then just puts it away. And that's for this whole idea. So we take mainly puns and things, and we turn them into ridiculous ideas for films or TV shows or games.
We're going to pitch them to you. Feel free to judge whose is the best. Probably mine. Whose is the best. And, I mean, you won't win anything. No one will win anything. But maybe, I don't know.
Maybe we'll learn
Sounds like the rest of my life.
A nice
Congratulations,
handshake.
you don't win anything.
Yeah, basically.
We'll learn something
You'll
along
know
the
that
way.
you've won. So it's the moral victory.
Okay. I think, Jack, I think you do the honours first.
Yeah,
So
so I'm okay.
this
Yeah.
week's topic is,
Well, it's
Modern
modern
day.
day escape
obviously,
as
Modern
an
Day Escape.
entity, but more specifically, I've gone for film movie ideas based on some of your songs, some of the names of your songs. So my initial one is based on track 4 of 2012's Under the Gun, a song called Tiger's Blood. I've gone for Liger's Blood. All right, so picture a movie, Liger's Blood. We're going to start
Okay.
with the lyrics.
Okay.
When the sun shines, my eyes burn. Staying up at night, trying to fight in the Tokyo Dome. That's what I've gone for. So picture a movie. After a string of high-profile losses, Japanese professional wrestler Yusin Thunder Liger begins drinking to soothe the pain, resulting in an increase in blood pressure and a general bad mood. But alcohol isn't his only addiction. He's addicted to winning and formulates a plan to return as the victor. Through a vigorous training regime and regular appointments with a therapist, Liger regains momentum and a healthy blood pressure for his age, which is about 120/85. He works his way. He works his way into a championship match.
The medical specifics.
Yeah.
I love it.
Get that down. This is serious stuff. He works his way into a championship match with Earthworm, the current champion. The movie culminates in a fire-breathing fist fight where both opponents set fire to their hands, forcing them into early retirement. Liger's Blood. Okay, that's my first movie pitch.
Okay, I love it. I love it. I feel
What I've
like I
done
can
there
really get behind it.
is I've utilised some of the lyrical ideas, but if
Yeah.
anything, probably improved it.
So-
If that's how you want to perform it from now on, that's fine.
I think
So-
I will.
So
to
what
do
you're
so.
saying is when we go back and we re-record old music and we make music videos for songs that didn't have it,
Yeah.
and we get around to Time of Blood, we give you a ring and you say, "Hey, come direct."
I mean,
Absolutely.
Yeah, absolutely. I think Liger
yeah.
will be up for it. He's basically retired now.
He's retired now. Just does some Japanese wrestling commentary.
Of course, Japan. You can get yourself over to Japan, which you want to do anyway.
Oh, I can't wait.
I mean, it works perfectly. So, Liger's Blood. That's my first one. Should we do
Okay.
one for one, Kenny? Do you want to
Yeah.
do your one now?
I'll go. Okay, so Monkey Tennis for pitch for a 6-part elimination TV show.
Okay.
MDE presents Udder the Gun.
It already sounds like Russian roulette.
Oh, did you say utter the gun like UDDER?
Yes,
Yeah.
he did.
Okay. Join the members of Modern Day Escape as they undertake the challenge of a lifetime, running a rural dairy farm in the rolling hills of Devonshire, England.
I already am gonna win. I am the only member of the band who owns a pair of Wellington boots, so I'm good to go.
Lad.
Expect milking competitions as well as the answer to the question that everyone's been asking. Which member can fit their arm furthest up a cow's ass?
I again will probably win, not because I want to, but because I probably got the skinniest arm.
Okay.
I'm putting you down as
I mean,
And the longest.
what to say? What to say about
Hold
that?
on,
That is
hold on
powerful
now.
stuff.
The series
Go on.
finale.
Hold on. Pause.
Yeah.
Hold on. I got something for you. Hey, what's up, buddy?
Did you call me earlier? What's up, man?
I did. Justin, we're actually in the middle of an interview right now, with some friends overseas on Zoom. Do you guys remember the band I Am Ghost?
Yeah.
Yeah, this is I got Justin from I Am Ghost right now on the phone. He just called me back.
Hello, Justin.
Wow.
Hope you're doing well, bud.
Yeah.
Look at that, huh?
Great to talk to you. Maybe, we can
I'm
line
in
up.
Catalina right now. I'm on Catalina Island in California.
Oh, dude, you're in Catalina?
Yeah, dude, Catalina wine mixer.
You're in the
Catalina
Catalina
wine
wine
mixer,
mixer.
bro.
Catalina wine mixer.
Fucking Catalina wine
They're getting
mixer,
so hyped right now.
motherfucker.
I got headphones and you can't hear them, but they just got so hyped.
Yeah, man, yacht life,
Yeah, I was gonna bug you about some music stuff, but
yeah,
can I,
want me to hit you back later?
yeah, let me give you a shout after the interview, buddy.
Sounds good. Have a good interview, man.
All right, man. Thanks, bud.
All right, see ya.
So that's what we're dealing with here. So, what I mean,
Celebrity guest star.
Sorry, I know you guys are fans of music, so I figured I gave him a call earlier. We're trying to set some music stuff up, so I figured that'd be
wicked,
fun.
man. I look forward
Fun to
that.
drop him in the thing here. So,
Oh,
Shame
yeah.
he didn't hear the other idea earlier.
yeah,
but
the
that's
other.
If you give us
Under the
maybe, 4 to 5 minutes, we could whip something up for them. Maybe,
Yeah.
a companion series.
Here we go.
Yeah, we could. All right,
I
so
am toast. I am toast. It writes
I am
itself.
toast. Now I am ghost. I am toast. That's perfect.
Fine.
Okay.
I can. I'll try to set something up for you. I'll pass you on. You can do
Wicked,
one.
man. Appreciate
Justin's great.
So back to the serious stuff, though.
it. Yeah.
Utter the gun.
The series finale features the band playing the Glaston Milky Festival, which is the annual celebratory barn dance where the band will play all their hits as well as Cotton Eye Joe twice.
Yeah, people love that song.
Don't even start me on how great the Rednecks are in Cotton Eye Joe. That's one of my favorite songs to play. Don't even.
Yeah, mate, you got to cover it.
I would love to, sir.
Well, that is powerful stuff. I'm going to be honest. I'm not sure my next one can compete with that, but I'm going to give it a go.
I mean, if your story entails shoving up a cow's
Yeah.
butt,
Let me just check. I don't think it does, but that's okay. We'll
find a way to shoehorn it in there.
just at the end, and also hand up an arse. It's fine. I'm going to go a song that's inspired me. Let's Get Sweaty from track 9 from 2009's House of Rats.
Okay.
You think this party's made of sweaters? It's made of pain. Show me your sweaters now. Show me your sweaters. I think we've all been in a sales environment like that. So picture a movie. A man is suffering from crippling sleep paralysis. And he makes a startling discovery one night. After filming himself sleeping, he watches the movie back and he sees himself sleepwalking. He rises from his bed and he goes to his closet and he starts putting on multiple sweaters before returning to sleep. What's this guy doing? So the weight and the quality of the sweaters.
Egyptian cotton sweaters.
Egyptian cotton. So they effectively smother him in the night, which explains why he wakes up out of breath and wearing loads of sweaters. He tries throwing them away. It doesn't work. He tries leaving them in the street. It doesn't work. He tries burning them. It doesn't work. He feels like he's second best to these sweaters, right? At the end, in a Stephen King-like twist, at the end of the movie, he relocates. He moves to a new town, but the same damn thing happens again. It's a never-ending cycle of sweater-based night terrors.
It's like Groundhog's Day with terrible sweaters.
That's the tagline. So let's get sweaters. What we think?
Okay, first off, I don't know if you guys ever watched the show Friends. I hope you did.
Of course we did.
I just remember this as you're talking about putting on all these sweaters. I'm picturing this episode where Joey had this abusive girlfriend and he just shows up. He's wearing like 25 sweaters. So when she punches him, that's what I'm picturing.
Exactly that.
That was the inspiration.
It's a horror movie. This is a deeply serious movie. He's in a cycle of depression. He doesn't know what he's doing. He's so hot all the time. Why am I so hot all the time?
Why am I also picturing that this would be a wonderful commercial for Ambien?
Fine. You know what I mean? I'll sell the idea off to anyone who'll take it.
I'm sure Roseanne Barr's available. I don't think she's been doing too much recently.
She'll do it.
You may want to dodge that bullet. She might drop a word or two you don't want on your
maybe.
Got you.
Yeah.
Got you. So let's get sweaters.
Okay. All right. Well, I've gone again. I've steered Modern Day Escape through their television kind of outcoming in the UK kind of reality scene.
Sure.
Next, I've got a pitch for a film. It is Modern Day Escape from New York 2.
2. There's already been one.
Is it set in 2020? Because if I lived in New York City right now, I'd want to get the hell out.
Yeah, right.
Absolutely, yeah. We're disregarding Escape from LA. Wasn't good enough.
Right.
Okay.
A sequel to the 1981 classic action film starring James Vegas as Snake Plissken's son, named Snake Plissken Jr.
Okay.
This time, Plissken is tasked with vetting the US president's tweets for spelling mistakes. He's not as adventurous as his father.
That's it.
That's it.
That's the concept, right?
Alternative.
Okay. Does he wear an eye patch?
Yes. Yeah. Oh, yeah.
Does he wear 2 eye patches?
He wears 2 eye patches, but he works in an office. He's got a very boring job.
He wears 3 eye patches, but it looks like 2 because he's got 2 on one eye.
Can we have 2 over the nipples?
Silly question. Of course you can.
Yeah.
I feel like at this point, his entire outfit should be consisting of nothing but eye patches. Just an oversized eye patch is a pair of underwear.
If you're not into that, I do have some alternatives. Modern Day Escape from Alcatraz.
Oh, I like that.
Modern Day Escape from the Planet of the Apes.
Okay.
My personal favorite. Modern Day Escape from Guantanamo Bay with Harold and Kumar.
Oh, the ultimate.
I mean, it would make sense. My other half is Indian. So
Perfect.
I feel like I'm halfway there.
You just need
I'm halfway there.
an exuberant amount of cannabis and you'll be right there.
We'll leave that to our drummer. That's his department. Our drummer and our guitarist are the cannabis pals.
Cannabis
Nice.
boys.
Yeah,
So that's the
cannabis
4.
boys.
That's the 4. We've had Let's
Okay.
Get Sweaters. We've
Okay.
had Liger's Blood.
Okay.
We've had
Modern Day Escape from New York 2.
Modern Day Escape.
And we've had, I think, the personal favourite, Under the Gun.
I was like,
Can I, just on the sheer basis that hand up cow's butt is a requirement of the show, I could only assume the facial expressions that we would all present during said moment.
Yeah.
That in of itself is reality TV gold.
That is true. That is true. That would trend. I'm going to put that out there.
it's a tough tie between that and Let's Get Sweater for me. Just because you can't, no matter how many you take off, they're still
They're
there.
always there.
Yeah, it's an endless.
And that is a metaphor. That's a metaphor that could run and run for so many things.
Yeah, and I feel like I connect with that because I'm like sweating like at night. Like I sleeping next to my lady and the dog, they're just heaters. And the dog will do this weird twisty thing where he wraps himself in the sheets underneath the blanket and on my feet, so I can't get out. So I'll wake up sweating and freaking out and ripping said blankets off of me.
Wait, hold on. Are you living the movie? But
I think
with duvets.
This is going to be a documentary about your life.
Yeah, I feel like I connect with that, and then I also connect with Utter the Gun because when I was a child, I grew up on a ranch with cows.
Oh, there we go.
So I had to live that life, and I would squeeze and suckle on said teat for milk and nutrients.
Yeah.
The warmth.
Excuse me.
The warmth.
Yeah. So it was like a tauntaun. You had to cut them open and then climb into them for warmth during the winter time.
Wow.
Yeah, I'm just kidding. I've never filleted a cow and slept inside of its innards.
Let's just cut around that, mate, in post. Cut around that.
yeah. I'm on that.
I think we appear to have lost Will, which is a shame, but I don't know.
To be honest with you, this happens a lot. The kid never charges his phone.
Okay.
The guy never charges. So his phone, you'll get a request from him here in a minute, and he'll go, "Oh, my phone died." Every interview he's on, because he does it from his phone.
Shall we wait for a second? What do you think? We'll carry on. We're happy to carry on.
We can carry on. He'll be okay. He's a big boy. He'll be all right.
He's a big boy.
We enjoyed him for why he was here.
Oh yeah, he was a laugh, but he's gone now.
Yeah, rest in peace, Will.
Can we pick a winner between the two? I suppose we should really wait until Will has a deciding vote as well.
I think he was going towards Utter the Gun, and I'm leaning towards Let's Get Sweater. So I think it's gonna be a nasty tie.
You know what? I'm okay with that because
1 for 1, mate. 1 for 1.
I'm a very sore loser.
Yeah, I think it's a tie because he was really up. He was excited about shoving his hand up a cow's anus.
Who is not?
So he wanted to artificially inseminate that cow as hard as he could. So I think, he was going on the Utter the Gun.
Utter the Gun. Wow.
Nice.
So I was doing Let's Get Sweater.
Let's maybe head back to the band a little bit. So,
okay,
what are we thinking about? A tour. What's your? Have you heard anything? Obviously, I know in the States it is state by state in terms of regulation and what they can do. Next year, hoping.
We definitely have a tour offer on the table for next year.
Cool, man.
Awesome.
I can tell you that it's in November of 2021, according to guidelines of COVID, obviously.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? As long as the world reopens and we get to the point where we can start doing live venues again. It's being worked on right now and being booked as if nothing, has changed.
Yeah.
In hopes and apprehension that the world does open up again.
Yeah.
I can't say where it's going to be, but I can say that we are excited.
Amazing, man.
So if you can put together things that we've said throughout this conversation, and if you put together the fact that somebody who's was on the road for 8 years, so at least 6 months out of the year, and I'm excited for it, I'm sure you could do the math of what that entails. We'll leave, but we can't say anything.
Again, watch your space.
Exactly. You know what I'm saying? So just
if you've got the sorry, Jack, you're not quite, but
I've got 20/20 vision, mate. But yeah, no worries.
Yeah. My glasses, I have to keep them on because the light starts to get to me, and I get it makes my migraines worse, and I get disorientated from the blue light. Messes me up.
Yeah.
But yeah, so for tours, yes, we are definitely working on something bigger than we've done yet. 18-day run. I know I've heard that number.
Nice.
So it'll be 18 days long.
Lovely.
And we're trying to get something a little bit before that to kind of get, knock the old dust off the boots, because it's been a while. It's been a while since I've gotten up on stage and jumped around and sang and screamed for 45 minutes. You know what I mean?
Yeah, like in terms of vocal endurance, man, I mean, is that something you're worried about, or you kind of training yourself back up again?
So going into the studio, I was worried because it had been a while since I'd stepped foot into a studio, a proper
Yeah.
studio. It'd been a while since I screamed.
Yeah,
So like
right.
when I had left, when Modern Day pulled the plug shortly following, I had the band called Armada, which was singing and screaming. It was only natural, and it wasn't that much of a gap between them. And then once I stopped that, I took a little bit of break, and then I started a pop punk band called Here to Stay.
Yeah.
And then I did that, and there's no screaming. It was all singing.
Okay.
And then that's it. Because to be honest with you, I'm to the point in my life where I'm personally over screaming. I'm not over making heavy music.
Yeah.
But I'm at an age where I'm tired of screaming into a microphone, yelling every now and then. I get it, But as for like screaming like we've been doing, I'm kind of tired of it. I want to just sing and showcase the fact that I can sing.
You seem to be taking the M Shadows approach of, as the career progresses,
Exactly.
start dropping the screaming, and
exactly.
He really hurt his voice, didn't he, a couple of times? So
So Matt Shadows, Jacoby Shaddix, the singer of Asking Alexander, Danny Warsnop.
We have a William.
Is he back? Cool. A lot of these guys get what's called nodes, which are like calcium deposits on your throat, and I have 3.
He's back.
Sorry. So I manage a business, and one of my employees called me and had something that they actually really truthfully needed.
That's okay, man. Welcome back.
I hope you like the behind me picture.
I love the behind you picture.
It's spaghetti socks, dude.
Spaghetti socks. We're just talking about vocal nodes.
Yeah, I have 3 of them. They're smaller. They don't compromise my screaming, but it definitely is more painful than it should be when I sing for too long and scream. It's something I've been fighting through for years. I would lose my voice on tour. I never got surgery because I just couldn't afford it when I was younger. And now I just kind of feel like they're there and it's a part of me, and I work around it. You know what I mean? I would rather not have surgery. I've been lucky enough to escape my life without having any surgeries, and I would like to keep that going for as long as I can. Going under the knife freaks me out. Anesthesia freaks me out. All that stuff freaks me out. So anyways, yes, I personally am slowly, having the band out. Now, Modern Day isn't going to stop screaming. Modern Day isn't going to not be heavy. We got below me. I think Will's below me. Or below Kenny.
He's below me. Yeah.
Evening.
Power.
Evening, ma'am. So Will actually is taking up a large mantle of doing the highs and lows of screaming. I still am for the album. I still do a lot of the main screams for the record. But live, it's going to be more on him than it is me. Like I said, I'm just getting to that point where I want my voice to last. You know what I mean? I want to be able to do a 30 days.
Of course, man. Longevity is the key.
Exactly. And it's getting to that point where I'm getting older. I'm not as, angry and ambidextrous. I'm not as, for lack of a better term, pissed off anymore. I've let a lot of stuff go. I've learned to cope and, comprehend my, I've learned to live with my demons. So,
yeah, man, of course.
You know what I mean? I'm not as angry anymore. But so now I give it to Mr. Will down there, and he does a wonderful job.
I'd imagine it's kind of hard to scream just like a really nice love song. You know what I mean?
Exactly.
Doesn't quite work,
with us, it doesn't. And with us going more like with the bringing some of the acoustic stuff in, I want to focus more on my writing capabilities and push that, and my singing capabilities and push that to a new level versus just scream all the time. Because for one, it's not that cool anymore, and for two, it's like I still like it, but it's just not what I want to do. And I'm going to focus on what I want to do as an artist. You know what I mean? If people can't hang, oh well, there'll be plenty of people who can.
I want to piggyback and say that when it comes to live performances too, we want to make sure that if you paid money to come see our stupid faces, we're giving you a quality show. And if we're throwing our voices trying to do more than what is honestly realistic, I'm not saying that there aren't people out there who just blow it out of the water, but we want to make sure that we can deliver you the best performance musically, vocally, stage antics, everything. And by just divvying out some of that responsibility, it enables us to, when there's clean vocals, they sound awesome. When they're screaming, they sound awesome.
We're dedicating, focus to where it needs to be versus I'm running around the stage, jumping off stuff, singing and screaming. You know what I mean? I'm doing the job of 2-3 people on stage. What's the point of that when I got a guy next to me like Will who has a killer scream? that you know, it's his own individual thing, but at times he can, you know, mimic mine. Why not have him do it?
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
Yeah,
You
I
got
mean,
a guy in the band who can sing. Well, you know, why not have him do the harmonies? Why do I have to do it? You know, everything. It's
Yeah, of course.
I think it's something that bands, especially from your kind of era, that as they got older, they divvied that responsibility out. I think so. Matt Heafy used to do all of Trivium Screams, and now, so he had nodes, relearned how to scream, but I think there are at least two others in the band now that do screams and Trivium. So yeah, I think it's a great idea. You've got to use everyone's talents and divvy up the
it's a natural
responsibility.
progression.
I want to throw in there too. It's like, if people online who are just casual listeners, if they complain about, well, why don't you scream? Like if they were to say, why doesn't James scream? I challenge them to go be on the road for 30 days, crossing multiple time zones, getting limited amounts of sleep, having to talk to people for hours after the show.
Yeah.
I got to talk to people prior. I got to talk to the band. We got to communicate before we get there.
Like, do you
and I've got to
understand
do
that
like sound check.
This is a muscle, right?
There's two of them.
Like
There's only two.
Go to a gym and then just do nothing but lift weights every day, no rest in between. Yeah, you're going to get burnt out. You know, to spare ourselves from doing that and having even one bad show vocally, let's share that responsibility and give people the best quality show possible.
I appreciate that, man, because it shows a level of dedication and respect to your fans. So I think that's a really good attitude
Well,
to have.
here's the thing, and I actually said this to somebody on Facebook earlier today. I don't want a fan base. I want a community. I want a family, right?
Yeah.
I don't. If you are a casual listener and you just want to jam our stuff in the car and don't come to a concert, that's fine too. We appreciate that. But I think my purpose being in a band is to encourage people, uplift people, and challenge people to be better, right? I know what music did for me. We all have our own personal, you know, demons that we struggled with, and something got us through it. You know, I want to present that for other people, right? And if I show up and God forbid that I, terrible me, am somebody's hero on bass or screaming or whatever, or James is somebody's hero vocally, and we give that person a bad performance, we just look like dicks.
Yeah. Well, that's a wonderful point, well made, and I think that might be a perfect time to start wrapping things up. What do we think?
That's not something I'm used to doing, but
you should always wrap up dicks.
Wrap them up. Rock and roll that podcast.
And quit the call there, and that's the end of the interview.
That's not something I'm used to. But speaking of that, I just want to touch on this. I just read that somewhere, I think it was in Korea, that people got busted for 30,000 used condoms being repackaged to be resold.
Yeah, I saw that. Yeah.
Why? I was taking a bath earlier, and I'm sitting there as I'm like scrubbing my thighs. I'm like, why? How long were you saving these said condoms for? Because after a while, when they're exposed to air, I mean, we're adults. Everyone's used, you know, prophylactics. We're adults here.
Yeah.
Thank you. I have a few big ones when my brain works. And so after they're exposed to the air, eventually they become, you know, flaky and just kind of, you know, withered, etc. Wouldn't you know if you were like getting ready to have a little saucy puppet show with your lady of the evening, and you peel back the plastic and you go there and you feel all this crungly junglies going on in there. I don't think
junglies.
Yeah, I don't think that anybody's ever had a crispy wispy condom. So
Yeah, you get it out and it's just kind of breaks apart in your hand.
Yeah, or you can smell it.
I feel like today this is a really good opportunity to present the future home game that we will be offering called To Turn a Phrase Modern Day Escape Edition. You know, so all the fun things that we say.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I love it.
We're editing all that out. Okay.
Nothing is being edited.
Yeah.
Zero edit.
It's the one take pony. The one trick pony.
Yeah. No, I'm all for it. That's why I said I won't stop till we're done.
Yeah. Well, I think massive thank you to you guys. I think everyone who has got this far can tell that this is a band that's out there to give a message. They're out there to make a difference, and it's great to hear from the great to hear that you guys are back. Fantastic.
Thank you.
Thank you, man.
I want
single.
to say, I know you're thanking us for being on your show, but actually it's the other way around. Thank you. I mean, it's just important that there are people who actually care to listen to what we have to say. Like,
always, man. Always.
Or
You're
give us a
welcome back.
platform to speak.
Yeah.
Even more so. You know what I mean? So
Yeah.
we appreciate that. So thank you.
Thanks, guys. No, you're welcome back anytime. So the new single, Worst Kind of Curse, October the 10th. Get that in your diaries, guys. If you want to plug your social medias, website, etc., I'm going to say nothing now, and you can bombard us with links of all kinds. Ready? Drop your links now.
James, go first.
You can hit me up on onlyfans.com/James Vegas.
Oh, yeah.
It's actually,
I'm with you.
it's all my dogs. I have him in a thong, and he's very in risque poses with very
Right.
inaugural backgrounds. Yeah, you can do that. Or just, Instagram at the James Vegas, or for the band, Will.
The band would be at official MDE, or is it
Correct.
Or is it MDE official? No, it's official MDE.
It's at official MDE.
Yeah. And then at the Modern Day McLean. Actually, really, for any of the other guys, it's like Modern Day, and then like McLean, Jack, Justin.
Type in at Modern Day, and whoever comes up, Adam. Yeah.
But yeah.
Official MDE. Go to Spotify. Just Google it.
I would also
Google.com.
I guess I'd also like to plug. We have a merch store on Store Frontier. If you just go to storefrontier.com and then in the search bar type Modern Day Escape, you'll see our merch store. We got a lot of cool designs we just put up. We put up a reissue of the real popular rap design, and we got some other classics coming too.
Yeah, I saw.
Actually, our merch store is pretty cool, man. I wish I wasn't in the band so I could wear the merch of the band. That makes sense. You know what I mean?
Wear it anyway.
Yeah, I had a look the other day. I love the MDE Keeping Kids Metal.
Yeah.
Like the old school like Dare T-shirt.
That was our
that was sick. Absolutely sick.
We try to keep it spicy. You know what I mean? A little different.
We had another design that we really, really wanted to release. It was too close to the McDonald's logo, and so for trademark reasons, unfortunately, we don't feel like getting sued into our grandma's basements. So
you don't want to fight a battle with McDonald's.
No, that's a losing fight.
Yeah. Well, on that powerful message about McDonald's and a change of background right at the end, we shall say a massive thank you once again to James and Will from Modern Day Escape. You've heard all the links. Go onto Google, search everything, and you're welcome back anytime, guys. Thank you so much for your positivity, your energy, and your great music. Keep making great music.
Yeah.
Thank you, guys.
Thanks, guys.
God save the Queen.
Yeah, Pokemon.
God save the Queen. Yes,
God save the Queen.
God save the Queen.
Hello again, mates. That was a fantabulous interview there with our best friends and colleagues, Modern Day Escape. The new single, Worst Kind of Curse, releases October 10th. Transmutation, the new EP, coming out at some point. We don't know.
It'll be early next year, I think. Before we finish, mate, what are you wearing and why?
Yeah, if people can't see this, if people can, they obviously know what I've got going on. You know, kind of an assassin casual kind of thing.
Assassin casual.
I've done some stabbing. I've also briefly nipped to the spa.
Yeah. What does an assassin wear on the way to the spa during their assassin casual?
I don't know. What does an assassin wear on the way to the spa, on his way to the assassination? Oh, he's frozen. He's frozen.
It's Zoom. It's gone wrong.
You're going through a tunnel. Move to the song bit.
Anyway, if you can finish that joke, let us know. I was thinking flip-flops, something that's like something to do with killing and flip-flops. Let us know. Answers on a very ancient postcard. Anyway, before we finish, we are going to play one more track from Modern Day Escape. It's their biggest ever song. Maybe Holding Hands wasn't such a good idea. The COVID anthem of 2020. Big time.
Peace out.